Hello, everybody. This is the Love Yourself Guru, and welcome to the Love Yourself TV. Today, we're going to be doing a video on consequences. Now, whether you're aware of it or not, every thought you take and every action you take has either a positive consequence or a negative consequence. And then those consequences actually create more positive or negative consequences. So let's go into why I believe your thoughts have either a negative or positive consequence. So first of all, you think a thought. Okay. Now, if that thought is negative, naturally what it's going to do, it's going to bring along more negative thoughts. Okay. They're just going to multiply. And when those negative thoughts multiply, the consequence of that is that you're going to have negative emotions, and they're going to put you in a negative vibration, and it's going to affect your actions, and it's going to affect your reality. But not to worry, if you do have, for instance, a negative thought, and then you turn it around, or you don't believe that negative thought, you are the observer of the thought, you don't interact with it, then it won't have any consequences, God willing, because it won't affect your emotions. Now, if you have a positive thought and then you interact with it, then it will multiply. Yes, it will multiply and bring in more positive thoughts. Those positive thoughts will affect your emotions. You're going to have positive emotions, which is going to put you into a positive vibration. Okay, and that positive vibration is going to enable you to take positive behavior, and your positive behavior, God willing, is going to create really nice positive reality, really nice consequences. So you see what I mean about thoughts. Now let's go to actions. Whether we are aware of it or not, like I said, your actions have consequences. And this is what I found in my life. I found that the more I love myself and the more people love themselves, the more aware and the more they take responsibility that their actions have consequences, not only on themselves, on myself, for instance, on my family, on the people around me, and on humanity. And the more you're aware of that, the more you take responsibility and ownership for that, the more you decide to make good decisions. Good decisions equal good consequences. The more you decide, when you need to decide something, when you need to make a choice, the more you choose the better option, okay? Because you know that the better option, okay, will create better consequences. And the thing about consequences is that they have a knock-on effect. So let's say, God willing, you decide to do something good, okay? That will create a consequence, but then that consequence actually goes into a momentum, and it creates more better and better and better consequences. And just from one good deed, God willing, those consequences will snowball. It'll just attract better consequences. It's like, for instance, when you consciously make the decision to put yourself in a good mood when you wake up in the morning and you say, you know, God willing, today, that's a decision. Today is going to be a beautiful day. You've made that decision, right? Okay. So the consequences of that is that you're actually going to think thoughts that are aligned with your intention that it's going to be a brilliant day. Okay, God willing, and then you'll take actions, and then you'll find that the consequences of that is just you'll start attracting good things all throughout the day. Okay, and the same goes with the bigger decisions that you need to take in life. Always choose the better option, even if the not better option it seems a little bit more easier than the better option. So for instance, let's say you had a choice of sitting down and watching a movie and eating a packet of crisps. So I always bring in food because I love food. Okay, or you had a choice to go for a walk. Well, and then every day you had that choice. Well, obviously the consequences of taking a walk every day than sitting down and watching a movie and eating a packet of crisps. Obviously, the consequences of walking is going to be much better than the consequences of eating a movie, watching a movie and eating a packet of crisps. And then the consequences of you walking, you probably get your friends to walk, and you probably get your family to walk, and you'll probably get your children to walk. It's a whole snowball effect. So once you take responsibility for your life, I mean, really take responsibility for your life, you'll start to realize that that every action you take, God willing, and every thought you take, God willing, is going to have a consequence, and it's going to be either negative or positive, and those consequences are going to grow. So you really consciously try to make better decisions, and good decisions, and nice decisions, and decisions that are ethical, and decisions that will not only benefit you, but benefit your family, benefit your friends, and benefit humanity. You'll see your decisions as it's more part of the bigger picture. The better you live your life, God willing, the better consequences there'll be for you and for everybody around you and the whole world. Can you imagine, for instance, if we all started integrating this way of thinking of that everything has either a good consequence or an unbeneficial consequence? So from now on, I'm going to choose the beneficial. I'm going to choose, please God, the good choices, so I can get good consequences for me and for everybody around me and for humanity. Wouldn't that be much easier? It's so much easier to live that way. It's so much simpler to think that way. Even with your thinking, let's say, for instance, you are in a habit of worrying, and then, so if you really think about it, you would say, well, is worrying going to have a negative consequence, or is it going to have a positive consequence? Well, no, it's going to have a negative consequence, because if you worry, you're not really solving the problem. You just thinking about the problem over and over again. But if you, for instance, want to do something beneficial and you want to have good consequences, instead of focusing on the worrying, you focus on the solution. If there is a solution, you focus on finding it and changing that problem into and removing that problem and finding a solution. Or if there's no solution, you just focus on something else, and you're not putting the consequence wouldn't be you making yourself ill and worrying about something that you can't solve. So you're always a choice is always put in front of you, okay? And the choice is, okay, is what I'm going to do, is what I'm going to think, is it going to have a positive consequence, or is it going to have a negative consequence? And the more you love yourself, yes, the more you love humanity. And the more you love yourself and you love humanity, the more you really try. And we're not perfect. I'm not saying that, we're not perfect. You're not going to be doing this, and I'm not going to be doing this 10 out of 10 times. There are going to be times when I'm going to have the packet of crisps and watch a movie. But at least try, at least have that consciousness, that awareness that I love myself, I love humanity, I love God, and God gave me my life, and this is my responsibility. I am going to do my utmost best to make ethical choices. I'm going to do my utmost best, God willing, to make good choices, good decisions, good actions, so I can be in the momentum of creating good, wonderful, beautiful consequences. I love you loads. If you like this video, kindly click on the subscribe and the like button. And if you like my channel, kindly click on the subscribe button. Some good news also, I've also got the Love Yourself Guru Arabic channel, okay? And you'll find it where my playlists are. You can subscribe to it if you want Arabic subtitles. I've also got an Italian one. Also, you can find it in my playlist if you want Italian subtitles, French and Urdu. Okay, so Arabic, Italian, French, and Urdu. So if you want my videos with those subtitles, kindly also subscribe to them, and they will come up when I post a video, God willing. I love you so much. I love you loads. Have a brilliant, beautiful, absolutely, God willing, amazing day.